Hello, my friends. Good morning, good evening, good day, whatever time it is for you. Welcome back to my channel. And still can't go outside. I can go outside and work on my farm, but I can't go anywhere. So anyway, it's kind of a good thing, though, because I have so much stuff to do. It's just unbelievable. I've got so much cleanup and planting, and the weather's been kind of windy and icky, so I've gotten ambitious and painted the inside of my house. So getting a lot of things done that I should have had done that I didn't do. And then as soon as I'm anxious for the weather to get cleared up a little bit more because I have planting to do and I've got my greenhouse to get in order. I did do some planting in the house here to start some of my herbs and stuff. Here, hold on, let me show you. These are some of the things that I started inside the house. These are lemon balm plants. I talked about that the other day on my other video. And these are the little starts that I started from my lemon balm. I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. Yeah, 8 starts like this. And I don't know what I'm going to do with them because I've got so much lemon balm. Look at this. I've got like 10 plants there already, and then probably about 18 altogether. It's ridiculous, but I can't help starting new plants, and I don't like to throw plants away. But this is my mint, my spearmint, and it's been a week and it hasn't started coming up yet. I don't know. I hope I didn't plant the seeds too far in the ground. And this is rosemary and cilantro. The rosemary's not making an appearance yet, but my cilantro is starting to come up. You can see right there. It's funny, my grandson was helping me do the seed. He just turned 4. And I said 2 seeds for each bucket. So some of them got a lot of seeds. And some of them got just a couple seeds. And occasionally one would get the proper amount of 2. So at least the cilantro's going. This is sage. And I've got one little sprout here. And that's all that's come up so far. And these are my beefsteak tomatoes. They're all leaning forward really hard to try to get the sun in the window. And these are cherry tomatoes. And they're all coming up very nicely. This is sweet bell peppers, and they're all coming up. They're all happy and going for it. Actually, these right here, these in the red cup are, I believe those are my basil, Genovese basil. And the other ones are sweet bell peppers. So they're just getting started. We just planted them. And this is basil and parsley. And they're all coming up very nicely. And like I said, this is sage, but it's not being real quick to come up yet. The sage and the spearmint just aren't being real super cooperative. But here's my herb table and all my little plants. So I've got that started on the inside, but I'm anxious to get outside and get everything else planted. I want to get my corn in and all my other stuff, but that's going to take just a little bit. The weather's just not cooperating. What I wanted to talk about today is golden seal. This is to continue my herb series, and this is a herbal medicine that I really believe in, and it really works for me. So I kind of wanted to tell you a little bit about it in case you guys wanted to try it too. This can be used as an antiseptic and antibacterial, anti-hemorrhaging medication, antifungal. It's expectorant, and mucus anti-inflammatory. I should say mucosal. And it is anti-tumor and works on cysts. But I want to make it clear that this does not dissolve a cyst or a tumor. It just merely helps in the healing process. This herb is, you use the roots of the herb and you can use the leaves. And the roots are, if you're going to pull up the plant and harvest the roots, you do that in the fall after the plant has gone to seed. And there's a picture of the plant in my thumbnail, but here, let me give you a picture of it here. Golden seal is best used for 6 purposes. For active infections, inflammations, ulcerations in the gastrointestinal tract, and you can use it on your gums, stomach ulcers, that kind of thing. For active infections in the sinuses, when used as a snuff or a sinus wash. My youngest son has problems with his sinuses, and he prefers to get one of those little, they're like sinus spray bottles, and he puts the golden seal liquid in it, and he sprays it up his nose as a nasal spray. And he said it works wonders. It kills the infection quickly, and you don't get, one thing I like about it is you don't get medicine head or, any of those prescription medicine side effects. And the major thing that works in this is berberine sulfate that comes from the plant, and it's excellent for fighting bacteria. A lot of people with diabetes can use this to fight foot infections. I know they get infections in their extremities really easily. And instead of, this works to fight the infections that may be like in your feet, so you don't have to have your foot amputated from infection. This will help resolve some of that issue if taken at the first sign of a problem. You can use it, prepare it, and use it in different ways. You can use it as a powder. It can be applied to any cuts, scrapes, or infected wounds, especially those caused by a skin irritation, like a staphylococcus. I think that's what it's called, staphylococcus. I'm sorry, or a skin virus, and this is really good for that. You can put it into a powder. What I do is I dry the herb, or I buy it dried, and I put it into like a coffee grinder, grind it up real fine to a powder, and then you can just apply it to the wound and put a bandage around it or whatever to hold it there, or even moisten it a little bit, moisten the wound so it sticks real well, and that will help kill any bacteria and help resolve any issues. You can put it in, use it as a tincture, which is what I do sometimes. Well, for most of my medicines, you put 3%, or not, sorry, I'm so scattered. Put 3/4 of a jar of herb, and then fill the rest, and then just fill it up with 80 proof or higher vodka, and use vodka because it is tasteless and it's a clear liquid. Don't use any other colored liquids or anything less than 80 proof, because you want to get all of the good stuff soaked and drawn out of the herb. Then you can separate the good grief, separate the herb from the liquid and just use the liquid and keep it in an airtight jar in a cool, dry place, not in the sunlight. Sunlight will kill the healing properties of the tincture that you just made and make it pretty much useless. So put it in a cool, dry, dark place. You can use it for eye infections or bacterial infections. Make a cup of tea with a tea bag of golden seal. Let it cool, and then just use an eyedropper or, whatever you use for eye infections, and put it into your eye. It does not burn. It just feels wet. There is no sensation, no burning sensation. However, if your eye is itching or in pain, it will alleviate that. But there's no side effect from the herb itself. Some people use it as a snuff. They take the root powder, not the leaves, but the root, grind it into a powder, and sniff it up their nose vigorously, up to 3 times a day for 7 days. And that is supposed to get rid of any infection in your nose. My son likes to put it into a nasal spray bottle, the liquid, and he sprays it up his nose like you would a nasal spray. And he likes it that way, and he says it works wonders on his sinus infections. So that's a little bit about golden seal. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. And I'm going to show you, sorry guys, I'm not a good talker or a good narrator. This is awkward for me, but I'm doing the best I can. So I'm going to turn you off here. I need to move the camera back so you can see what I'm doing, and I'll show you how to fill the little bags for like tea bags. Okay, I had to move the camera way back so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So you just could see the table. But what I have here is a pile of golden seal that I have gotten from Starless Botanicals, and it's dried and chopped. So it's perfect for putting it in tea bags and for making medicine with. I buy these little tea bags, and they come in packages like this. There's 150 in this little bag. And I think, I think I bought like 2 bags, and it was only like $3 or something. They're really super inexpensive. And see, they're just like little empty tea bags with the little drawstrings. And I take my golden seal, and this is for when I make the golden seal tea. Like if you want to use it to make an eye wash, or if you just want to use it as a tea to drink. And I have my little spoon. I just put it in the tea bag, fill it up, pull the drawstring, and I like to tie it about 3 times just to make sure it doesn't come open. It's nothing worse than having your tea bag come apart in your cup, and then you've got tea leaves everywhere. So I usually tie mine like 3 times. Okay, and then I have a jar. I keep everything in glass jars and put it in there. And then when this jar is filled, I label the jar, and then I put it up in, I have a cupboard where I keep all of my medicinal herbs, so they stay in a dark, quiet, cool place. Never put your herbs in the sunlight, because it will kind of nullify all the good stuff in the herbs, and it will be of little use to you. Especially the tinctures. If you make the liquid tinctures, always put them in glass jars. That's much more sanitary, and it keeps the herbs safe. But no sunlight. And see, this is all I do. And I make my little tea bags. Okay, that's it. Put it in the jar. See? And I put them up in the cupboard with my others. Now I'm not going to make you sit here while I do this entire pile of herbs. This is my golden seal. I got it in, so I got to process it. So that's it for the golden seal for today. I hope you found it helpful and interesting. And you can grow these. You can buy seeds. I've ordered some seeds. I'm going to try to grow them in my greenhouse. But I can't grow them outside here because this sandy desert soil does not support this kind of plant. So I'm going to take some good dirt and put it in my greenhouse and see if I can grow my own in my greenhouse. I'm trying to grow as many of the herbs as possible on my own here, so I don't have to keep sending away for them. But there's certain things that I'll never get to grow here, I know, but this is possible. Might be able to get golden seal to grow here. And did you know that golden seal is an endangered plant? I guess it is back east and in the Midwest. It is cultivated, picked from the wild so much that it has become an endangered plant. So I want to make sure that I get my supply. So I have one cute little thing I've got to show you before you go. So hang on for just a minute. I have a little friend, a new little pet. So hold on just a sec. Okay, everybody, this is my pet duck, Charlie. Isn't he cute? Cute little guy. Say hi, Charlie. Isn't he cute? Look at that face. That's gorgeous. Cute little bugger. Anyway, this is my news. My kids go, why do you want a duck? Well, oh, Charlie doesn't smell so good. He needs a bath. I had a duck when I was a child, and I had got him at a 5 and dime store and hid him in a box under my bed. And so by the time my parents found him, they decided that, well, I've had him that long, I should be able to keep him, but he had to be outside. Well, Charlie would follow me around. He was like a little pet. And if you get him and play with them and handle them a lot, they get really used to you. And they're like little dogs. They'll follow you everywhere. So I decided I wanted another little ducky friend. So I just got him a couple days ago. He's not real super used to me yet. But he's going to be my little pet. And I'm going to name him Charlie after my other duck, Charlie. So, but my other duck, Charlie, used to annoy the neighbors. He would, after I went to school, he would go around to all the neighbors' houses and quack at the door and beg for treats. So he was quite a novelty in the neighborhood. But I thought I would try it again. I want a little ducky friend. And he's going to be Charlie the second. And we'll see how it goes. But he's not quite used to me yet. It's only been a couple of days. But we're going to be good friends, aren't we, Charlie? Yeah, we're going to be good friends, huh? So just wanted to show you my little friend. I'll talk to you guys later. I live on a farm, so I can do this. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.